Welcome everybody to another Hallelujah Caesar review. Today I am taking a look at Tap a Bello. This is one of the newest games from Blue Orange, and it is for 2 to 9 players, ages 5 and up. It is a quick-paced matching game. When I was first introduced to this and started playing it, I started thinking of some similar games that have a similar feel to them, like Blink, as well as Set. Some classic games where you are trying to quickly identify and match something. It also has round cards, and so if you're familiar with the game like Spot It and things like that, trying to quickly identify matches. We'll show you how this one plays. First of all, you'll notice the packaging is pretty unique on this. It includes a little bell that's shaped like a little mushroom that kind of matches with some of the special cards in the deck here. It's got this clear plastic on here. It was saran wrapped on here as well. A little bit challenging. If you get a little bit there, I didn't see any sort of perforation, but if you get that started, take some scissors and snip it. Should be able to pull that right off. And then you have this hard case plastic that's able to fit on there. Obviously, it's not like super snug or anything like that, so if it gets turned over, it might fall off. But if you are just have it on the shelf, something like that, it should be all right. Once you pull that off, you have this bell, very fun, thematically made here with kind of the green to represent the ground there, and then you have this red bell. Obviously, they have added as well this kind of this disc is much larger than your normal kind of dinner bell or desk type bell is just going to have a very small little surface, and so they added kind of this disc on the end that works really well to kind of keep from, number one, damaging your hand on a small little thing, to also being able to make that functional with everyone just acting very quickly. So I think the bell is made really well. Set that in the center of the table. It's got a good ring to it. The rules here are a little bit unique. They're made slightly larger than the cards here and the disc, and I think that's really to help keep the cards in place. So you kind of stick it down in there, and then you're able to kind of just pull those out. The rules, obviously this is a very simple, easy game. You can also modify it slightly. So within the game, you're trying to basically look for matches. You could either be looking for the same number, the same symbol, or the same color of cards, and you're gonna have kind of different ones. And so I think the games that I mentioned before, like Set and Blink and all these, are really good for challenging your mind and doing it in such a manner that you're trying to do it very quickly. And so a great game, I think, especially for kids, in helping kind of with that development. I think it's really, really fun, these style of games, and I think this one does it well. Again, the cards are these round cards. Poses a little bit of a unique shuffle if you haven't, shuffled with round cards before. But they work well, you're able to shuffle those up as you go. So the basics of this game, you're going to deal out 10 of these cards to each player, and then you're going to set the rest aside, and you're going to deal with just these 10 cards. Keeps the game fairly quick. You're going to take turns flipping over cards. Each person will flip over a card. At any point, if you're playing with more players, you're just going to have another set of 10 and their pile there, and they're going to be flipping over those cards. So you're going to be looking again for matches. You can, as I mentioned, change this to meet the, audience that you currently have. So you can look for just matching the numbers, or just matching the colors, or just matching the symbols, or you can play with all of those is really the intent. So it keeps going at this point until you get a match. There are special Tapabello cards here that don't have a number or a unique symbol like the others. These look like this. They're not going to match with anything else other than other Tapabello cards. But if you have two of those, then you're going to want to clap. I never mentioned this yet, but in the game they talk about once you've seen a match, you're going to clap and then hit the bell. They mention, you can substitute the clap for something else, some silly thing to do. Maybe you do a fake sneeze, or tap your head first, or stand up and turn around, or then slap the bell. My kids, when they played it, they, put it farther away, so they had to run to hit the bell. Some different fun things that you can do with that. But you're going to continue around, flipping over cards. And you're going to just look at the top one. So this one was a match, but it's going on top, so it's not going to trigger anything. But here we have two Tapabello cards. You're going to be clapping and trying to hit that bell first. Whoever hits it first is going to collect all the face-up discard piles and place it underneath theirs. They will then start by flipping over new cards until someone finds another match. Two purples. Clap, hit the bell. They're able to collect those and add them to their pile. So you can see it's a very quick-paced game as you go. It is very challenging on your mind sometimes as you get it, but here we'll have a match of snails, for example. So it's always kind of switching, and you're looking up and you're having to pay attention to color, symbol, and number at the same time. And so, yeah, that is really Tapabello. I think the artwork is very simplistic and fun. Obviously, I think it's a great kind of mind challenge for the mind as well, playing. But it's fun, it's quick-paced. The only other card that I was looking for here is there are some trick cards within the decks as well. And those are made to look very similar to those Tapabello cards, right? But they are not. They're these little spider-like things. So you have the same color, but if you ever have one of these come up in a Tapabello, this is not a match with it, right? If anyone at any point makes a mistake and so comes up and someone flips over one of these, someone claps, goes to hit the bell, obviously this was an incorrect match. At that point, what happens is if it was this player, they're going to take their face-up discard pile as well as 3 cards from their pile and place those out of the game, and then play continues. In this case, though, that player ran out of cards. That triggers the end of the game. As soon as one player has triggered the end of the game, whoever has the most cards in their pile is going to win the game of Tapabello. I think that works really well as far as, because you're not going to continue to play until someone, is the last person standing. I think that, especially with this being a kid's game, I think it's wise for that game end trigger to be, again, you can play this 2 to 9 players, and if you have 8 players and the first person out, another person out, if you're going to continue to play, those people are going to feel left out, sad that they're not playing still, right? So as soon as the first person's out, then everyone's going to count their cards to see who has the most, and they are the winner of Tapabello. So very fun little game, and I think a great one for kids and families. Very quick paced. I like the player count on there. Obviously, this goes and ranges from 2 to 9 players. which is really great as far as the player count, even if you just have 2 of you, or if you have a big group, you can play it that way as well. Everything fits well in here. The cards are good quality. They're not like super, you know, like luxury cards or anything like that, but they work well, they shuffle well, and it has a little bit of that unique packaging with the bell, but it's minimalistic, which I like. It's not a huge box, so it's also very easy to kind of take it with you on the go and play it. Obviously, you don't need very much table space or anything as well to play this either. So really like that one. This is Tapabello from Blue Orange, and that is how Lou sees it.